Alrighty, is now 5:30. Hello, and thank you guys for joining us tonight. We are excited to see you all and truly appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to learn more about our program and hopefully ask some questions that you may have. We are excited to go over this plan with you guys for the Malone Central School District as well as the Saranac Lake Central School District. If you haven't muted your lines already, please make sure to mute your lines. If you have any questions throughout this video meeting, you can go ahead and ask them in the chat provided, and we will get to it at the end and answer all questions that you may have. At this time, I'm going to invite Michelle on to take over the video, lead us through this meeting, and hopefully have a smooth ride here.
Okay, thank you very much, Brandon, and thank you for all your hard work putting this presentation together. Welcome, everyone. My name's Michelle Schumacher. I'm the branch executive director from the YMCA, and we are, as Brandon said, just excited to get this program going and help out our families the best way we can. We've been working very hard to try to meet the needs of, meet the family's needs for childcare. Once the school plans were released, we just, we're doing everything we can. We're working closely with the school districts to make sure that we help when and where we're needed. So you can switch the slides, Brandon. So at the Y, I'm just gonna do something really quick. At the Y, we're committed to helping our working families continue to work during the COVID-19 pandemic. We understand how stressful this time is on families and do everything we can to ease your burden. And we mean this from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much for trusting us with your children. We take this job very seriously, and we are proud and honored to serve in our communities. You can switch now. Okay. And so when we start the program off, we are only going to offer our child care to working families. And that is because in both Malone and Saranac Lake, in Malone we have 2 sites, in Saranac Lake we have 1 right now. And they are licensed for 39 children each. When we start to see the enrollment coming in, if we're feeling like it's going to exceed the 39 children per school, we will open more sites. But we are just to begin starting, or to start, we're going to offer to working families, and then if there are spots available, we'll open it up to the public. So these will not be new to you, but I do need to go over the criteria for you to send your child to us for childcare. Please do not send your child if you or anyone in your household has a sore throat, cough, chills, body ache, shortness of breath, loss of smell, loss of taste, or a fever over 100.4 degrees. Every day we will be asking the questions that were asked when you go to a doctor's office, or I'm assuming when you go to school. Do you have any reason to believe you or anyone in your household has been exposed to or acquired COVID-19? To the best of your knowledge, have you been in close proximity to an individual who tested positive for COVID-19? And have you been told to quarantine by the public health department? And so those are the standard questions that we will be doing. When we do see a child for the first time, we do a health check with a temperature check and make sure that everything is going okay health-wise, so as to not contaminate anyone. So for Malone, the two schools, our school districts have different plans. And so we'll do Malone and then we'll go to Saranac Lake. So Malone is doing a 2 days in school, 2 days virtual, and then everyone is virtual on Wednesdays. And so we are actually offering all days, 5 days a week. And so your child you would register for the month, and your child, the program would be open to your child for 3 days per week. The program runs from 7:45 to 5:15. Malone Central School District is providing breakfast and lunch. And of course, we're focusing on education. We've had a lot of phone calls about whether we will be doing schoolwork and homework. The answer is yes, 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 and yes. We understand, as everyone, that our children's educational year is going to be very different, and we want to get as much learning time as possible throughout their school day. And so not only will we be helping the children with their assignments from school, but we are also planning some programming as well that will help. We focus heavily on STEM, STEAM, and physical activity. And so we will be doing a lot of fun and safe things with our children. So Malone Central programs will take place at Davis and either at St. Joe's or Flanders. We're still working that out, but we will update you as soon as we know. Next slide. Saranac Lake, the Saranac Lake children will be going to school Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday with Wednesday off, and they're doing staggered drop-off and staggered pickup. And so we have an all-day offered on Wednesdays. It runs from 7:45 to 5:15 p.m. Breakfast and lunch provided by Saranac Lake Central School District. And again, the focus, it will be the same as a focus in Malone. Lots and lots of education with help and homework and physical activity. And that program takes place at Petrova Elementary. Next slide. Then we have our after-school program in Malone, and that's, again, open to students in grade K through 5. That, of course, because of the plan for the school year, will take place 2 days per week for your child. It's offered the 4 days, and that is from 1:30 to 5:15. Snack will be provided, and again, focusing on education, physical activity, and a lot of fun. Next slide. And then the before and after school program in Saranac Lake is offered 4 days a week. The before care begins at 7:30 and the aftercare ends at 5:15. So we'll talk a little bit about the scheduling. It's going to be different depending on how old your child or what grade your child is in. Snack provided with a focus on education. Next slide. Okay, so our monthly rates. So we are doing a monthly. I've had a few questions or a few phone calls about a daily. During a pandemic, we have to keep the consistency in our program with enrollment. We are offering the monthly tuition. So you will pay for a month of childcare, and the spot will be available for you. So for our all-day programs, that's 3 days a week. Our monthly rate in Malone is $380. If you're doing after school only for the 2 days a week, $70. If you're doing both of them, all 5 days a week, it's $450, and with a 10% sibling rate. Saranac Lake is a little different. Well, actually, it's very different. So the all-day program is $130 a month because your all-day, you just have the Wednesdays. And before and after school program is listed as following. For K through third, if you want the before school, it's $40 because your children will start actually just an hour after our program begins. And then your after school is $140. For fourth and fifth grade, before school is $80 for the month because those kiddos will be with us for 2 hours, and after school is $100. So it works out the same as far as it being for before and after school childcare, $180 a month, but you can choose just the before or just the after or just the all day, or any combination that works for your family. Payment is due on the 1st of each month, and you can contact me directly to make payment arrangements. We're happy to work with you to make this as easy as possible. And I want to stress that we've been really working hard to make sure that this is as affordable as possible. We understand this is an expense that you have not been, probably not been budgeting for, and so we want to do everything we can to help you. Next slide. So as far as safety for the program, our kids are going to be placed in small groups of no more than 10. So we're going to have a 10-to-1 ratio. Students and staff will wear face masks at all times. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in the next slide. We do hourly hand washing and sanitizing and as needed. Social distancing always takes place. And that's 6 feet apart with all of our activities. We, of course, do our daily health checks at drop-off, and then we clean and disinfect all supplies in all areas as required by the CDC. I want to just stress that we have been doing childcare for 20 weeks now during the pandemic, and we've had an amazing, wonderful time with the children. People ask if it's possible to keep children 6 feet apart. It absolutely is possible to keep children 6 feet apart. Lots of reminders and lots of planning for activities that help kids stay together but physically distant. And so we had emergency childcare. And then we've had 8 weeks of summer camp, and it has been successful. So happy to report that and looking forward again to continuing this with your children. Next slide. Face masks. This is different than what we've been doing. Up until now, up until when school starts, face masks were only required by our staff. And now the children are going to be required to wear the face masks. This is going to be something that the children get used to, I'm sure, but we are also going to be very understanding if a child needs a mask break, if you will. So every program location will have a safe mask break area where a child can go to and just take a little break from their mask. Also, we're going to be playing outdoors a lot, as much as possible. And when we are outdoors and able to remain physically distant, the children will be able to take their face masks off. Our staff will always have our face masks on. Next slide. What to bring to the program, if you'd please be sure everything is labeled. We need 2 clean face masks per day. Chromebook, if your school is giving Chromebooks so your kids can do their homework. With the Chromebook, if you could send along earbuds or earphones or something, so we can have everyone working on their homework at the same time. We need homework assignments, a water bottle, and again, the food will be supplied by the school districts, but if you choose to send lunch, please, we have a rule in Malone to please be sure that it is peanut and tree nut free. That is not the rule in Saranac Lake. Next slide. And if you could please leave your personal items, do not allow your children to bring personal items from home. That's not recommended by the CDC. We do not want any food to share, and electronics, cell phones, games. We want to have a very fun, interactive time with your child, and when the children bring their own electronics, it's very difficult for us to engage them. And so they can leave those at home as well. Next slide. And that's what we have. And so I am going to turn it over to Brandon to see if we've had any questions come in.
Hello, everyone. So we've had a few questions come in, and thank you for submitting them. If you haven't submitted your questions yet, there's still time, so drop them into the chat box and we will get to them in order here. Our first question would be, it might be something that we have to look into for timing, but on Wednesday, Saranac Lake Central School District told parents that they open up at 7:30. Do we open up at 7:45 or 7:30 on Wednesdays for the all day?
Am I muted or can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, no, we'll make it work. So if that's the case, then I'm going to write myself a note and we can change that. We will be available when you need us. And so if it's 7:30, we will make that work. So I will change our hours. I'll update the hours in our advertising once I just look into that.
Alrighty. Next question would be, I have to punch in at work at 8 o'clock. Is there any way that I can drop off at exactly 7:45, or will it be like summer camp? And are there any discounts for Y members?
So you will be able to drop off at 7:45. It is not going to be like the camp. You will be able to drop off at 7:45, and we are leaving. The price right now is the same for everybody. We were talking with our CEO about a Y member discount, and again, just roll with us here. This is COVID year, so things are changing rapidly. So we hopefully will be able to offer a Y discount as well.
So this one we have discussed, but let's do it again. Someone would like to do payment arrangements, maybe pay weekly or every 2 weeks, and is that possible?
Absolutely, 100%. We're happy to work with you as long as we just know what's happening. We can make it work. So that would be something that you would just reach out to us directly for, and it can be whatever really works for you. We will make it easy for you.
Can children receive their PT, OT, and speech therapy on the days they are in the Y program?
That's a great question, and my quick answer is yes. I should check with the schools first to make sure that's okay with them. So thank you for that question. I will look into it.
So I believe 5:15 would be too early for some person here. Is a 5th grader permitted to sign himself out as a walker?
So we don't do that. It's not allowed with our license. We need an adult to come and sign the child out. I do ask this, so 5:15 has always worked in Malone. Last year we did Y's time in Saranac Lake until 6 o'clock, but we only ever had maybe 1, maybe 2 at the most children staying that late. And so that's why we changed our hours this year. However, I guess I say, if people start reaching out to us and letting us know that, our services needed longer, we can accommodate that, but it would just have to be for more than just the 1 or 2 people.
Do we have an idea of how many kids will be signed up? And is there a risk of the program being canceled if the numbers are terribly low?
So I don't know how many people are signing up. We just opened registration. Based on the number of phone calls we've received, I feel confident, very confident, that we will be offering this program. Is there a risk? That's a great question. I'm gonna say no. We're gonna start it regardless, and serve the people that need it.
I have a few questions here asking how to register for Saranac Lake, how to register for our Wise Time. For those that are wanting to register, we have an online registration for both Saranac Lake and Malone on our Facebook page. You can either look on our Malone YMCA Facebook page to get that information, and each Wise Time location has its own Facebook page as well for all that information for that location. I will also provide the links for those in the chat here so that you guys will be able to access those. Another question that we have here is, can my child bring his school Chromebook and get help logging on to his Google and Zoom meets?
Absolutely. Yep, that's what we will be doing.
Perfect. And Michelle, if you just want to maybe talk a little more while I provide everyone with these links before we log out, that way they can have this. Thank you.
So I want to send out a few APBs, if you will. We are currently hiring for both locations, Malone and Saranac Lake, and we have interviewed some. We need more. And so if you know anyone who's great with children, who is trustworthy and honest, and you would love to send your child to, please send, and who's looking for a job, please send them our way. It's always difficult, especially in Saranac Lake, to find staff, and so that's what we're doing right now, is hiring qualified, wonderful staff who will help make this program successful. So I don't know how much time you need, Brandon, but I do want to say again that we're just so grateful to be able to offer this program. And we're also, we also hope that you understand that this is, although we've been doing childcare for a long time, and 20 weeks during a pandemic, we are always open for more info, questions, comments, concerns from you, because what our job is to do our best for you. And so please feel free to reach out to us at any time. I will give you the YMCA phone number, 518-483-2354. And my direct number is 518-353-2465. And we are recording this, and so if you talk to other parents who weren't able to hop on tonight, please let them know that this will be on our Malone YMCA Facebook page, as well as where else you're gonna put it, Brandon?
Our videos will also be on our YouTube channel, Plattsburgh and Malone YMCA. And at this time as well, I have also sent out those links in the chat box provided. There is a registration link for Saranac Lake, and there is a registration link for Malone.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And thank you, Brandon, for your hard work. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. And please feel free to reach out to us at any time and register as soon as you know what you need, because we want to make sure that we're serving everyone the best way we can. I hope you all have a wonderful evening.
Have a good night, guys.